On.
Hi guys, this is Mrs. Lamb, and today I am going to teach you about the different types of economies in different countries. So as you can see on my slide, there are market economies, command economies, traditional economies, and mixed economies. Command economies are mainly in communist countries such as Cuba, China, or North Korea. And this image here just shows you where some of these countries are: China, North Korea, and Cuba over here. Okay. So in a command economy, the government is totally involved. The government tells you what to produce, how much to produce, where to produce, who can buy and how much to charge, etc. The point being, you are not the owner if you live in one of those countries. There are benefits and drawbacks. You are limited. You help the government will help you, is kind of the philosophy. Elements of a command economy are cooperation, equality, and public ownership of property. Cooperation is all of the workers, they work together to work toward a common goal. Equality is that all members should have the same opportunity to share in the wealth and produce on the land. Everyone has the same right to a defined minimum standard of living, and public ownership of property, which means no one owns their own land. The government owns it all. Traditional economies. These are economies that are typically found in rural, undeveloped, third world type countries. Some parts of Asia, the continent of Africa has some countries like this. South America, in the Middle East, have places with traditional economies. Customs govern the economic decisions that are made. These are just some pictures showing some places with traditional economies. Technology is not typically used in a traditional economy. Farming, hunting, and gathering are done the same way as the generation before. Economic activities are usually centered toward the family or the ethnic unit. Men and women are given different economic roles and have different expectations. So some benefits and drawbacks of a traditional economy. Benefits are there's very clear roles, and drawbacks are limited use of technology, and they have a reluctance to embrace new ideas. So they kind of just keep doing things the same way that they've always done it before. Okay, so a market economy, and I've written on this screen just to kind of show you some other terms that are used when talking about a market economy. Sometimes it's referred to as a free market economy, and sometimes it's called a free enterprise economy, but they all mean the same thing. So some countries like the United States and most countries that are based on a democracy have a free market type economy. Companies compete for the people's business, and government would rather not be involved. So it's really more private businesses competing, and that is what drives the economy. So some benefits and drawbacks. Typically, countries like this pay higher wages to workers. You are not limited. You have choice. Not everyone is guaranteed work, though. So that's a drawback. And too many foreign goods. So those, like in a country like ours, we do import a lot of things from other countries. Elements of free market: perfect competition. It's a form of market organization in which a great many small firms produce homogeneous products. What that means is a lot of different companies might produce the same thing, which creates competition, which keeps the prices from getting too high, because that gives the consumers a choice on what product they want to buy. Monopoly is a form of organization which is there is only one seller of a product. So if they have a monopoly, only one company sells something, and that means they can raise the prices as high as they want. So you have to be careful about that. And free economic intervention: the government or state plays no role in the economic decision making. 5 characteristics of a free market. Number 1, number of firms, different businesses selling the same product. Number 2, number of types of products sold. So in this type of economy, there's a lot of different products for sale. Number 3, ease of entering or leaving the industry, the cost of leaving the industry or entering. Number 4, the amount of information known about the market. Knowing the kind of industry you are getting into, you must be an expert of your product. You must know if it's hot or not. And the degree of price control, how tight the price of the product is determined, or how the price of the product is determined, I mean. Okay, so a mixed economy. It's where government has complete control, but firms are owned privately and freely. It is like a command economy. You help the economy, the government will then help you. There's a bond between both, and an increase in production and efficiency. So in a mixed economy, it's part one thing, part another. So it could be part command, part free market. And that is the end of the presentation. So again, the 4 types of economies that I would want you to know are market, command, traditional, and mixed. Thank you, and that's all I have for today.